My name's Aaron Guardado. You're at SMCO in Long Beach, California. My brother Sean and I build motorcycles, race motorcycles, cars, bikes, a little bit of everything, all out of our shop here in Long Beach. And it's been a rough 2 months getting the Softail Standard done, but it's done, wrapped up, and ready to head back to Milwaukee.
I guess after seeing it come together over the past couple months, I didn't really have a cohesive idea of what it would be, but I'm really stoked on how the end product came out.
The idea behind this bike was performance-driven, track-oriented, road racing style with saving a lot of weight.
So I know it seems kind of like an oxymoron, to have a lightweight race Harley-Davidson. The Harley platform itself, the power plant, really lends itself to being modified, and especially after you shave a lot of the weight off, you really get down to just the bare bones of what makes the Harley, and it's the motor,
This front end has carbon fiber tubes, carbon fiber lower sliders with ceramic bonded on them, and the front end literally weighs 6 pounds, both tubes. And they're very strong. They're used on like World Superbike race bikes. We're taking a lot of the metals, the alloys, all the stuff that was on the bike to begin with, and we're going with a lot of technology in a way, with like a full carbon fiber wheel, and like the wheels are weighing literally 25% of what they weighed from the stock. The tank, the fenders, all that stuff, we've gotten rid of all that, as you can see, and we're gonna replace that with a full carbon bodywork that is really awesome. It's designed very well. It flows really nicely with the bike. And yeah, we'll have a fuel cell underneath it, minimal fenders, minimal lighting, minimal wiring. We're gonna reduce a lot of that. It's just going to be a very sleek bike that it's not like any other bike you'll ever see.
We're taking a lot of the things that we have grown up doing. We've always been into racing. We've always been into wrenching, fabrication, building custom things. Have a 69 BSA. We both had iron heads, and we've tweaked them in our own kind of way. I guess now it's just taking what we know and our backgrounds and trying to apply that and incorporate that into the newer builds and the newer style bikes. There's a lot of one-off fabricated parts on the bike. We ended up going with a titanium exhaust. Tried to keep it really tall and built an X-pipe in there for performance and try and equalize everything out. It's something that you don't really see that often on Harleys, so it's something that we thought that we really wanted to incorporate in the build.
This bike came with a 107 Milwaukee 8. It was fuel injected. We got rid of that, simplified it, put a 45 millimeter Mikuni on there. S&S gave us a cam, an oil cam plate kit, and all the internal stuff for the cam chest, and it woke it up quite a bit, and we should be over 105 horsepower and over 110 torque, which for something that doesn't weigh as much as it did before, I think we're gonna be all right. The bike came with forwards, and they offer kind of like a mid setup, a mid forward setup, but we went to something that, an upright seating position, similar to kind of our flat track bikes, not so much a full rear set, but something you could sit on the bike and just, you have the feel of, okay, I'm gonna ride this thing rather than I'm gonna go cruise around. The rear subframe has been completely changed. We've literally touched probably everything, which is really cool, simplified it. The frame had cutouts where the controls lived, and now the frame is a full down tube. It's smooth, you don't see any of that. Like little things like that, it's hard to say who's gonna notice, but it's there. The cool thing about this bike is it runs as is. It could be ridden as is. You just sit on this carbon panel. There's a battery underneath it, the wiring, everything. It's so simplified, but it's all necessary. It has to be there. We could throw the body back on this thing literally in a minute, fire it up, and go hit the road.